Because I had like 3 weeks.
Give it all.
to burn.
Yes, you really get rid of it and-
Yeah, just a lot of moving pieces.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order. It is 6 o'clock. In attendance, we have Mary Jo, Steve, Aaron, myself. Matt Kopic is absent. Georgia, BJ reached out. He asked if he's gonna try to join virtually. He's currently traveling right now. He didn't have a link though.
Advise me that you had one.
Yeah, the text came through just like 5 minutes ago, so 10 minutes ago. 15 minutes ago, excuse me, but I'll let him know that it's headed this way. Okay. All right, so next up would be approving the minutes from both the July 13th. Sorry.
I'd like to make a motion.
Oh, and the July
Sorry,
31st meeting.
Oh.
We had the special session on July
Oh,
31st.
should we have a third? Yeah,
So we do have 2 sets of minutes to approve.
okay. I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes for July 13th and July 31st, 2026.
Motion by Mary Jo, second by Steve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Very good. I apologize, I forgot to ask this. Any additions or changes to the agenda? Before we get going? No? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Joe.
Bill is here to talk about redevelopment. There's no specific topic that he would like time, and
Mhm.
Steve Hahn had added Jefferson and Main Street. He wanted something about the
The grass,
tagging Jefferson and Main,
the grass.
the
Oh,
grass.
the grass? Yeah, they tagged it, but it's already mowed.
Okay, so that's not an item then.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, the police officer across the street mowed it.
That was nice.
Well, he's probably tired of seeing it that tall.
Okay. Perfect. Mr. Burns.
All right, well, Woods Edge. We have had some progress that I would deem to be positive. As far as the specifics of it, I think we probably are best to wait until we get a formal proposal. At this moment, they requested that Robert put together a new set of numbers that would essentially be a split, so that there would be a cash infusion up front along with some payment over time from those residents as a special rate for just those folks at Woods Edge. So seems like we'll probably get something here that'll.
He made it sound like it'd be by the end of this week, if you return that updated proposal to your notes for those.
So, yeah, as opposed to chasing, they were coming our direction, which is kind of nice, quite frankly. So I view that as very positive, and they have a specific request, and Robert's working on it. So the ball is in our court, but I think that's good news. Any questions on that? Let's see, we've got Jewett Street. Who's gonna see VJ next? This is the order for the automobile that basically allows the removal.
Okay.
So if I don't think he's gotten a copy of this yet, but this specifically says the vehicle may be removed as a nuisance under our order.
His neighbors will be so happy.
And so, what do you do with it? You junk it, I suppose. You do whatever you.
I mean,
can't.
I probably won't see BJ.
I think he's traveling out of town this week. So, but I can certainly get to him next week.
Yeah, so here is the order.
Yes.
It's part of the court record, but it's easier if he just has a hard copy of it, I suppose. But he's good to go, and whatever measures he wants to take, and then I guess back to the point, once we get it, we ought to probably see who's gonna, pay the junket. It's not our property, so we don't have to use that method that we would usually do if it was a surplus property of ours, because it's not. But we should use commercially reasonable methods, because theoretically, and this is like less than 1% chance they come back, but wait a minute, where's my money for the car? Well, here's your $73. Whatever it's worth, you'll get by using one of those disposal services. It would just jump at it. So, yeah, I'm looking at you because I'm assuming you're gonna be out in BJ.
So like, the place that used to be out at West Point, John Jane,
Yeah, I can't think of
they
anything.
call a company like that.
You just call them, say, hey, I got this, send them a picture, and they'll say, I'll give you $100 for it or whatever, and then you haul it off. But whatever you can get. Let's see, RV living units. You got plenty of power to stop it. I think, we talked about this as something that is getting, maybe out of hand, I don't know, you get more than one and really out of hand, maybe, I don't know.
I think we got three.
We got three, so, the zoning ordinance that applies here does not allow it, and our own ordinance does not allow it. Now, it talks about a mobile home. In our ordinance, these are RVs, I understand, there's a difference there. I think it would apply, and as long as we are writing it, we should write it, and again, this is sort of BJ's deal, but should be written as a violation of both the Tippecanoe County Uniform Zoning Ordinance, which we can enforce, and also the local ordinance, which says that you cannot use that for a living unit. The only exception that I would make, and I think I use myself as an example when I get booted out of the house and I go live in the RV in the driveway, right? If the person who's there is the resident of that property and they just happen to be living in it, I think it's a different situation. If I want to camp in my backyard, I can do it. If I want to camp in my RV on my property, I can do it. But my cousin can't, my best friend can't, probably not even unless it's a minor. Another family member can't unless they're residents of that specific house where the RV is sitting in the side yard. So that's a little bit of a gray area, but not much of one.
Right.
Not much of one, because I don't think that's our situation. And I'm happy to talk to BJ, whatever extent he wants to, and he needs to see the UZO, I can point that out to him. He's aware of our own ordinance, but he may not be aware of the UZO.
He asked in reference to the abandoned car, does he need to place any holds on it, or can he just have it removed?
I'm sorry, say that.
Does he need to place any holds on the abandoned vehicle, or can he just have it?
Takes it.
Just take it.
Takes it. It can be disposed of. The court order says specifically disposed. So he's good with whatever makes sense, and again, probably tell it off by whoever's gonna pay you a few bucks to junk it. Because I think it's in rough shape, as I recall here, right?
The inside is actually pretty nice.
Oh, is it? Okay. See, I thought it had a hole in the window or something, so, okay. Well, maybe it's worth more than I think. So whatever it's worth, and we'll get it. It goes into the general fund until, somebody says, where's my money? And we've not heard anything from this person, so I think that's highly unlikely. Pearson Towing.
That was just we had to have a contract
And I think that's
now.
done.
for Pearson. I think you just send it to your office for review to make sure that,
Yeah, I thought that was already done and sent back to him, so
Okay.
I'll check on that, but.
I believe
should be
we
done.
preliminarily
I
approved
I thought
the,
it was done as well.
Yeah, I
okay,
thought it was done.
I think we at least approved it in a
Yeah,
preliminary
I
kind of,
approved it.
okay, there you go.
So.
So I think we're good.
Going
to
in
get
right
there.
in good shape.
Yep.
Okay. Policy manual, we're grinding through it. And, we're basically covering. Well, let me back up. BJ got the policy manual by collecting it from various other
Right.
law enforcement agencies who saved you some money that way. And so we don't want to reverse that trend and spend money on attorney fees to review something. The good news is he's gotten it from places who have used a service who's got all sorts of expertise in law enforcement manuals. That's what they do. That's 100% of their work. And the one he's using is the exact same one Lafayette uses, West Lafayette, probably half the cities in the state use, and they know what they're doing. So Kyle, who's the lawyer who's going through it, he said. He's checked every site so far, there's not anything in the line, so our tendency is to think we're gonna give it a light touch.
Sure.
Not spend a lot of time on it because, again,
Yeah.
it came from a good source, so
That's good to hear.
we'll get a little bit more done and then just give it a thumbs up.
Okay.
I think that's it. Are there any questions on any of those things?
Nope, I think we're in good shape. We are gonna move on, talk about Hawks Nest with, it doesn't look like anybody from Greg or GM Development is present, but, BF Nest, would you be willing to
Yeah,
fill in a little bit what you know?
since the last meeting in July, there have been no site updates. I last spoke with Matt on July 31st to try and get a schedule update, and he was still claiming that rock and dirt's work would be completed by the end of August. So that's the last that I had heard. I was out there again this afternoon, and again, there hasn't been any change since then.
So, was our June 8th meeting, I believe, was August 1 was the deadline. And there've been no improvements since July 13th, which I believe was the last meeting. So do we really believe we're gonna hit the end of August? I mean,
There's nothing we can know much about it. I'm sure light a fire under him, is there?
So there's a contract between Town of Battleground and GM Development. So GM Development is the developer, the contractor.
Right.
There's no completion date established in that contract, and then there's a contract between GM Development and Rock and Dirt, which I feel like I've seen a copy of at some point, but since the town's not the holder of that contract, I understood.
would we be allowed to get a copy of that contract? Is that something that the town is
Certainly ask Greg.
privy to, but I don't know if they have to give it, right? Since it's a
That's what we
subcontractor.
can do. I
Well,
mean, as far as
it's part of our,
It's part of, like, even as a
Part of our
subcontract,
deal.
it's still part of our deal.
is it, so that's a BOT?
Yes.
And have we gotten a guaranteed maximum price and all that?
Oh,
We're way past that, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you gotta ask him for it, and I assume he's building fires himself, and so I wonder what pressure on him's gonna do. I don't know that. He tends to be, I think, pretty good at what he does, so. Does he understand the urgency from the town?
He does.
All I can say is you get a meeting with the principals and sit down and decide what's gonna happen. It's easier said than done sometimes. Has that occurred?
There's been phone calls, emails, conversations with Greg over the last 2 years. There's not been a formal sit down between all parties.
I would suggest that. That tends to bring things to a head. If you want me there, that's fine, but, it's.
No, we
I don't
have
know how
one
much
of the
work
books.
we're looking at here. Is it something could get, done by somebody who is motivated to do it? it's a
If
third
they
party?
would get on it,
Is it a week's work?
I would say probably 3 weeks, if they would get on.
Oh, so it's still got some work.
So basically, the wet well that's set isn't big enough to hold the structure. So they have to pour another piece. Well, when you do that, you're talking. What, 36 hours for concrete to cure hard enough.
You gotta
So-
wait for the weather and blah, blah, blah.
But if he brought a couple crews, he could send a couple down the way to straighten the path. Which the last I heard is he's not planning on. All the wood he shoved out of the way to clear the path.
I mean-
He wouldn't plan on picking that up.
Yeah, G and M ought to be replacing the
Mhm.
current contract.
But
That's where we are.
let BFS reach out to GM and try to get a.
Because that one on
Yeah, that's not gonna get any better.
if possible, can we do it in person? I feel like that might be
Yeah.
more effective.
Yeah.
I feel like a Zoom call is easily ignored. So,
Now, is he supposed to put everything back the way it was?
Yeah, site restoration is part of his contract to get it back to a equal state or as shown on the plans where some of that is.
And who enforces that?
It would be,
Because I know we have a contract that's gonna get, because you and Jim, we did it. Many years ago, and it all started.
3 years.
Yeah.
So normally restoration items like that are approved via the punch list process. So prior to the town issuing substantial or final completion, there's a formal walkthrough with everybody to agree that the work is completed to the satisfaction of the contract. So we're far from that.
When was the last time you talked to Gina
Uh,
about this?
the last time I personally talked to
Or
her,
anybody
it's been
from-
about a month.
From BFS?
I don't know if David's talked to him more recently than that, but it's probably been about a month since we have. Matt's been the first contact.
Well, he ought to be motivated to get something done.
Mhm.
Let me know if you want me.
Yeah, I
On
think
that
it would
call,
make
or-
sense to have different tenants, so we'll reach out to
Where's
him.
he actually live? I don't know.
He's just north of Muncie.
Okay.
But he's.
But he's around here all the time.
He's a pretty busy guy.
I know.
Statewide.
Well, kind of my point.
Right.
Who should be motivated.
Mhm.
He's got a lot at stake, and it's more than
He
just
wants-
this deal. Yep. Well, I don't know what else to tell you other than start pushing that hard. Because that's his to enforce.
Right.
Right, as you pointed out.
Is there something we can do as residents that will help?
I mean, we're not talking a month, 6 months, we're 3 years, 3.5 years. This is a significant amount of time. This has been, almost ever since I've lived there. It's amazing. I can't even fathom something dragging on that long. And we get promised dates, they pass, we get promised dates, they pass, promised dates. I feel like we're a laughing stock, like he's able to do that. I don't know, as a resident, I cannot believe it.
Well, even as taxpayers, you're looking at what the impact he's done for the project itself. You've lost warranty. And hopefully
warranty's
just another
gone.
6 months and then
On
here
pumps.
comes it's winter time and it's more excuses. You're not gonna have warranty left.
Somebody's gotta put a fire under somebody.
I think we just had the other meeting with GM. GM Feltman and
He needs another contractor, sounds to me like.
yes,
It's like that lift station, going what, halfway through the warranty?
No,
Or
3 years,
60%.
3 years into it. 3 years,
5 years.
5-year warranty.
that's ridiculous. I
And
mean,
at this, at this point, there's no way, I talked to Chris. At our meeting last week, there's no way that I can put enough stress. On that station to make it fail. Because ultimately, that's what you wanted to do.
The warranty's for.
You want, yeah,
Warranty's for.
yeah, when someone else is buying the parts. Put it to the works.
Right.
But in 2 years, I can't. I've done this to main lift station. And right at the 4-year mark. I had the RA system just come apart inside the pump. They came and they've replaced it. Free of charge. September's the end of that warranty. So I went ahead and had them, when they got pump 1 going again, I told them I wanted the RA pulled out of pump 2. Because I have a month left, that's it. So I might as well start. Fresh. So, but there's no way I can stress. Access lift station hard enough to make it fail.
Do they have to use him? Can they find a different company to finish out the project and then?
I mean, I think that's what we're at right now. We're gonna try to find a different company
I
to
mean, that's
finish the work.
basically gonna be up to Greg.
It's up to GM.
Anybody can finish it. I mean, at this point, there's not.
Yeah,
Grand scheme,
what kind of expertise we looking here?
you need somebody to pour the concrete, which any general contractor can do that. You could hire a landscaper probably to straighten up the path. And then. I think BFNS.
Specialty part is the electrical.
Electrical.
Which he was gonna subcontract that out to.
Subcontract, which two months ago I came to the board and said that. My guy that I've always used that retired. Specifically told me that he would come out of retirement just to get that station going for me. And then he'd go back to retirement. But, and I put that out there to offer it up.
So the only real intense expertise is concrete.
I think electrical.
Electrical by more so.
Well, I mean, this guy, in other
Right.
words, that guy's.
To
gonna do it,
answer
so
the
we know he's
question,
good.
there are,
It has Denmark been,
they're waiting for the electrical contractor to tell them when they're ready to do the work.
but
Is
Denmark
Denmark done?
at the pole and stuff, don't they?
Yeah, well, they're gonna do it when it's ready for that to happen.
Is there temporary there?
No, it's not.
There's nothing.
The nearest power is 200 feet away.
Oh,
so it's
okay.
not-
All right.
It's not complicated.
Do we, what do we think on this meeting, probably next week sometime maybe?
You know,
Use this.
try to see what.
But let me know.
Find some leverage.
I was gonna borrow that gavel. Although it's a little small.
He's sitting next to us.
I'll
I'm
just
fine
take,
with
I'll
that.
just take him.
Yeah, there you go.
Next item on here, the financing and rate review from LWG. Eric had mentioned it earlier, but Robert is running a different scenario for UMH. I don't know if there's anything further that they've been helping you with or in the meantime on that.
And ask for any other.
Okay. So we expect to see that later this week and then continue the conversation with UMH on that aspect of the project. Kind of gets us into the next section. For the Gateway Sewer Project, some updates there. We're in the stage of the project where we've been conducting meetings with utility groups, trying to coordinate with them for determining what their utilities and what they have in the project area. We have a short list for potholing and doing quality level B and quality level A locates along that project. Expect to see that something happening this winter into spring. We've also had some coordination meetings with different easement and right-of-way owners or private property owners along the length of the project to discuss next stages with that. So our right-of-way group are working on easement descriptions now. The next stage will then be getting appraisals together to acquire right-of-ways for the project in areas of the town that already have it. On the guaranteed maximum price schedule, Bowen had a good meeting with us the other week. They're targeting having that G-Max price letter for you to review by your November meeting. There are a couple smaller things or a couple things that they still need from us, but they feel that they should be in a position to be working on that September, October, and have a price for you to review in November to hopefully stay in that schedule of getting your financing locked in by the end of the year. Any questions on Gateway? Am I not representing that quite right from your understanding?
I don't see financing by the end of the year if we don't get numbers until the second week of November. So they need to. If no one's getting paid until 27 at this point.
Okay. Can I reach out to Robert to make sure I'm understanding?
You can,
the steps
but we
that
haven't
have to
done
be
any
taken?
advertising. Because we didn't have a number to advertise,
Okay.
so. If there's.
30-day advertise.
Huh?
30 days for advertising,
And 30 for votes.
but plus 30, 30 plus 30, yeah. So November plus 60.
Yeah.
Is in
We're in
this year.
2027 then.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
And then the last thing I have on my list is that Shawnee Ridge Pond. I met with another contractor today to discuss the scope. This is Property Solutions. They have been out there before and provided a quote, so I just wanted to make sure that we were all understanding of that. So it was a good meeting. We'll still honor his quote, and our next step is to work on getting procurement together on that one. So Eric may reach out to you to make sure we're seeing things correctly, but we have solicited quotes from 3 separate entities, and the estimate for the project is within the range where quoting is.
100.
Okay, it's under that. It's under that.
No, we received 2 quotes. We had a third that was rescinded.
Oh, okay, but I believe you just need to solicit.
Sure, yeah. Then you got 2.
Right.
Okay.
So our understanding is the next step is to help the town get an agreement together to then procure services from the selected contractor and get that out of the way.
All right, thank you.
Anything else I can help with?
I don't think so. Or Ron, you have anything? What is it? No? Okay. I think we're good. Okay, moving on. We're ready for you, Georgia.
We have the appropriations, please. We added a few today to the list that you received last week. There at the bottom of page 2, the date being 8/10, 8/9 and 8/10.
Really? Do we have a motion to approve?
I will set a motion to approve the accounts payable voucher registry July 14th to August 10th. For 42357.8.
Okay, motion by Aaron, second by Steve Hahn. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Okay. Okay, Georgia, did you have anything else this evening?
No, unless there's questions about the appropriations. You're still very much in the first stages of budgeting, haven't really worked with department heads any to give you any. The only thing I did request was that the personnel committee work towards any, if there's any changes in the benefit package that we need to consider and to kind of review where wages may go, if you're gonna add any personnel. Those kinds of decisions really need to be made fairly soon, so we can map out a meaningful budget for the utilities and for the MVH.
Have we been spraying this year? Do we plan on
I
it?
mean,
Spraying mosquitoes.
at this point, probably not.
Okay,
I mean, I haven't had anybody in the office have people call in and say it was bad. James and I get a few when we go back to Hawks Nest. but
yeah. I didn't know if we were doing that for sure or not. I haven't had any problems. So,
I haven't received any complaints.
Okay. All right, moving on, police department. BJ, can you hear us?
he doesn't have.
I can. Can you hear and see me now?
I can see you, yes, we're good.
Okay, well, it's unfortunate for you all. So the couple things, the main request that I had tonight, we have an officer whose body armor, the panels have expired. He was fortunate in being able to bring body armor to us from his previous department, but those have an expiration date that is the marked guaranteed date of effectiveness, and that's now passed. So we need to get him new body armor. So I would request up to $1,700 from the vendor O'Haron for body armor for Officer Durham. And I don't have an estimate from them on paper, but I just talked to them on the phone to get that current number.
Is body armor stuff that can't be passed on to anybody else?
No, that's something that we wear. It goes, like I said, against our body all summer long. That decreases the effectiveness over time, which is why there's an expiration. And then the state law requires us and municipalities to provide body armor for each individual officer that's custom fit for them.
How do you know?
It's marked on the material itself. The company's marked the expiration date. So regardless of if it's a like a Kevlar material or a hard panel type material, all of that has an expiration date that's marked on it. And that just indicates the last date the manufacturer is willing to guarantee the effectiveness. So it essentially is not guaranteed to work after that date. And this would be to protect our life in the case of a gunfire.
Like to make a motion to, okay, expenditure for body armor for Officer Durham, you said?
Yes, please.
Yes, up to $1,700.
Motion by Mary Jo, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
I,
Motion carries.
Okay. Sorry, I couldn't hear the last part. Thank you. Also, we just a update. We had 2 nights for school public events with the police department. We were invited by Carrie Lohmeyer, who's the head of the PTO for the schools, and it was a really nice event for us to be able to set up a table and work at. We enjoyed interacting with all the children. This was the event, one of the days that Aaron had attended with us last year, and I think had a good time with us as well. We passed out 2 giant bags of donated stuffed animals. I guess they're called stuffies nowadays. I didn't realize that. And then we passed out a lot of police stickers to the children as well. So really good positive event that we like to do, and we're happy to go to. The golf cart sticker and rules agreement. So the final sticker proof and that rules agreement will be emailed to the board for your final look and final approval. The rules agreement, for those that weren't aware, is just a agreement that'll be given to residents that wish to register a golf cart as part of the registration packet. It probably wouldn't hurt to have our attorney look at that as well, just at least glance at it, make sure that there's nothing big that we could have put on there or that we shouldn't have on there. Since we would essentially, it would say that they understand what's expected of them. They've read the rules. They know what's results in citation or increased enforcement and agree with that. And then we would have a copy on file and leave a copy with them. I didn't mean to hit Mr. Burns at the last second with that. So we discussed that at a previous meeting. Do you see any problems?
Just send it over, be fine.
Okay,
It's not-
I appreciate
It's
that.
not very long, it doesn't sound like, is it?
No, just like a 1-page, just a
Okay.
quick
Send it
agreement
over,
that.
I'll turn it back
Just-
around right away.
Okay, wonderful. Let's see. While I do have Mr. Burns here, I have a question on, we have the town has, and at no fault of anyone, it's just logistics. The town has 2 different libraries for ordinances. We have American Legal, which is an online library source that's searchable in a very nice format to be able to access ordinance information. And we have a link from the town site that goes to a library that's sort of contained within the town's website. And those use 2 different numbering systems from what I can tell. My question is, and I think that's just a logistical thing as we're transferring to that other company, which set of numbers should the officers reference in warnings and citations?
Georgia, I think we had mentioned in our July 31st meeting that we were kind of rolling forward with the American Legal stuff as kind of our official copy of all that, correct?
That's right.
I'm really in favor because there's some outdated information on the webpage. And just foregoing that in general and just allowing the American legal to be the truth as far as ordinances and stuff like that in Mattercon goes.
Yeah, for example, the old reference ordinances, we could give a train a speeding ticket, which, while amusing, would probably not be a good career choice.
The website is being abandoned, I guess, for a new format. Tyler Technologies is moving us to something else, and I wasn't gonna bring any of that forward to the new page. But that is happening sometime in August, but I don't know exactly what day, so I did not put in an order to close down the page that has all those PDFs on it,
It's gonna be retired anyway.
because it's gonna get retired in a week or so.
That works. Like I said,
That sounds
think
like my
we-
answer.
that American Legal was gonna be kind of our go-to for all that and the other one to fall away. So.
If there's any errors in American Legal, we had the opportunity to review everything that before it went live with them. However, if you note anything now that's inconsistent, we can approach them and ask them for adjustments or corrections.
Okay.
And I haven't submitted the 2025 ordinances for updating. So that will happen with American Legal. Once a year, you submit anything that fits the profile. We really didn't do a lot that wasn't contained somewhere else. They don't address unified zoning or, building mission, any of that that's covered by the county is not in our ordinances. So there was very few that weren't related to budget or other administrative that we could close. But if the police department wants to have anything specific put in, it can be part of the ordinance amendments that we're getting ready to do later with this meeting.
So are there text differences in the actual language? You mentioned the train thing.
So I don't know if it's text differences so much as that was pulled in, but there's different formatting style, obviously, which kind of also results in different pieces being in different places. I'm not explaining that very well, but it essentially what I'm getting at is that I believe in its current state, it would be unclear to the public to know which set to go by, and also which exact rule they could find. They wouldn't be able to look up something as easy as once it transfers to that one source. And I feel uncomfortable enforcing anything that was not that's difficult for an officer to look up ourselves, and I just don't believe that's fair to the public. But that's being a little dramatic. It's just a problem that'll probably be relieved once we transfer over to that new system. So can I go ahead? Is that an official source for us of ordinances? I can go ahead and start using
Well, my
those and change.
suggestion is anytime you read it, essentially a recodification, whether you're changing words or headings or numbers, you're still doing something that changes it. And so my suggestion is, once it is finished, you put it in front of the council for an approving vote, so that we have a date that says on this date, this whole thing was approved. So then we know exactly what one to use, and there's never going to be a doubt from then on. That day forward, there's no gray area. And that's why.
And that makes sense.
We did that a couple years ago.
Good, and it's a smart, yeah, and that's part of the reason I asked if there were any actual text differences, because that's very important. In fact, you got things out of place, that doesn't matter. I mean,
I believe 107 parking.
you don't want the public to have difficulty looking it up, but from the enforcement standpoint, you have problems if you haven't approved the latest words. And so that's why you just put it on the agenda to approve recodification, and everybody looks at it, give thumb up and vote it in.
I'll add it to our September agenda.
That'd be great.
Done that once
I'll take care
the
of it.
website's retired, there, that page on the website's retired. We're ready to go, I think. So,
Yeah.
okay.
And American Legal, does a lot of them, so I know it's
Yes,
pretty good.
it's also
That's good.
super easy. It's great to look up stuff. Yeah, that's what I keep working. So, So anyways, okay.
The very last thing I had for you, and I apologize for taking so much time, just to make the board aware, our 2017 Durango, which has over 80,000 miles on it, is really beginning to nickel and dime us. It's starting to get some of those mystery electric problems. We've had numerous issues with the engine itself, so it's going in the shop a lot. And I think it will be time for us to start considering a replacement, whatever that might mean. So we'll be giving a board a proposal for that as well, just so that you can weigh how much you want to put in that used vehicle versus something that's maybe a little less problematic for us.
BJ, did we also have somebody resign from the force?
But we will be having somebody resign. So the due to Officer Cole, he's taking a job with a different agency that provides a full-time salary. So that's just one of the problems that we have as part-time is trying to be attractive to somebody that might need those full-time hours, and no one can certainly blame anyone for that. He's an extremely good officer. We were very, very lucky to have him for the
Right, but he was
time
hired
we
in
did.
as part-time, correct?
Yes, that's all we have available is part-time. Yeah,
Okay.
everybody is.
So he knew he was getting a part-time job.
He did, yeah. He was getting a part-time job, so there's no deception on our part, certainly. It's just I'm saying that to make the board aware that that's something we want to consider if we're retaining an individual is, can we offer a deal that might be more attractive to them than going somewhere else if they decide to up their hours.
Has he got a vest too?
Oh yeah, he's got a vest.
So they're not interchangeable? I mean, I'm trying to save some
No.
money, I mean.
It would certainly save money. I've never heard of a department ever sharing vests between officers, just due to the hygiene issues that would create, as well as just the law requiring each officer to have a custom fit vest for themselves. It's one thing if a vest was purchased but never worn, but once you start putting those, it's essentially inner garment that accumulates an incredible amount of sweat and body odor to it. It would be, I'm trying to think of a more professional word than disgusting, but it's escaping me to share a vest to another officer. And just the size might not fit. Everybody gets measured for those vests.
So what do you do with the old vest?
What do we do with it?
Yeah.
Is that the question? I'm sorry to hear.
Yes.
Okay, so old vests would be kept and they're retained for things like ride-alongs or emergency situations where maybe an officer had a vest that got damaged while on patrol or was soiled to where it needed some kind of replacement, and that would get them by an emergency temporarily until their vest that they normally wear and are fitted for would be able to be replaced or fixed or washed or whatever the case might be. This I would encourage you to ask for confirmation. Any police department would tell you the same practice in terms of why each officer can't share a vest. They might also be used for things like training as well, the older vests.
Also, did you see the question I sent you via text?
I did, and I sent you a private message back to that.
Okay,
As
so-
well. So that's the regarding the schedule. That's certainly something that is challenging when now we're having an officer who's leaving, unfortunately. And so I sent you a message about that, but it'll make us have to do some creative scheduling.
Okay, but you'll get something to her as soon as you can, right?
Yeah, and I'd encourage you to check that text.
Know what's going on. And
Yes.
And I'm not trying to ride you a little bit, but I keep finding out things about your department secondhand through somebody else, and it would be nice if every once in a while you drop us an email and let us know what's happening.
Okay, I'm very happy with that, and I would ask though that I guess I would say that I can't anticipate what questions always are, and so I think I've always tried to answer questions, and I think I've been very receptive and saying, please ask if you have questions.
Just things like with personnel, like people leaving and things like that. It's nice to know when those things are
Yes.
happening. Yes.
Sure, that's why I brought it up to the board at the last meeting, and that was the day after I learned that. I probably wasn't able to do that any sooner. But that's when I was told, and I told the board within 24 hours of that, so. That Mary Jo, and just to mention, I think you attended that one online, and that was discussed after you were logged out. So that's why that was maybe a surprise here.
After the meeting.
Oh,
Yeah, we had adjourned, so
okay.
I do remember that now.
That's,
What's the formal protocol though, when somebody does resign, and that goes for any department, really?
Yeah, so once it's a good question. So once an officer would resign from a department, it's process of letting the academy know that person's not an active law enforcement employee for our agency. Their codes would be, if they're not going to work any hours for us, the codes would be deactivated to get into the building. So that would remove essentially their access physically from our facilities and equipment. And then records wise, that's handled through the software is called ACADIS. It's through the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. Then they're activated for the next department as well. And so then they would turn in their equipment. Their equipment would be checked in. And then what equipment can be used for a next officer would certainly be used. But things, like vests wouldn't, because like I said, that has to be a custom fit that they're measured for. It's not a practice at any law enforcement agency. And but does that answer some of those questions about the process? I'm probably
Yeah, how
missing
does Georgia
something.
know, I guess, too, in terms of payroll?
Yeah, so we would let her know when that last effective date is. I'm not sure when the last effective date will be for that officer. They haven't told me. But that's something
Has
in
he
a larger
resigned and you
department.
haven't given him The last day?
I'm sorry,
Or
what's
he
that?
just- He's thinking about quitting, or is he?
No, it's gonna happen. It's just this, hey, I wanted to let you know as quick as I could that this is what's going on. I'm not exactly sure what my start date is gonna be at the next agency, and so I don't know when my last date here is, but I will let you know. That was essentially the conversation. I think at other agencies there would be some sort of a termination paperwork, that we would have through the town HR, that we would be able to give to them. We do not.
You should just get a letter of or a resignation letter. We don't.
Yeah,
need
so
to-
we always do that, but I don't know if there's any forms.
No, it would just be a
Okay.
letter. of resignation.
Yeah, and that would be our standard practice as well.
Okay.
That copy of that would go to the board at the next meeting.
Okay.
And again, those are good questions. I don't want anything to look like we're hiding anything, but I just can't predict, what questions, different people may have. And so, like I said, I thought I was, doing well passing that on, within a day of knowing. But anything related to the police department whatsoever, whether it's the public or any town employee or board member, is always encouraged to ask. And, we'll tell you, show you whatever's needed.
Okay.
That's all I have for.
Okay, while we're here with you, BJ, can we talk about, let's try to get this golf cart registration thing moving. I think, I sent something last week to the council, just kind of update the language to add in the 6 points that we agreed upon on our July 31st meeting about, amending the language in the registration process of our ordinance to reflect what we would like to happen. So just so everybody's aware, we added in language to make the annual registration would cover May 1 through April 30th. The police department will inspect the vehicle and issue an approval document. A registration fee will be collected in the clerk's office, and a receipt of payment will be provided to the applicant. A registration sticker will be affixed to the vehicle by the approving officer on the rear of the bumper left side. The police department will supply the operator with a handout of code requirements or a list of items. Mr. Burns is going to review those for us. And they'll sign off on that. And then the police department then will keep a record of that registration and have that on file. And so our registration here, it should reflect all 6 of those items being added into that registration process. This being an ordinance, though, I do believe that we have to do a first reading. And then, so we'll have a first reading tonight, and then we'll move to approve in September, I believe.
I don't have an ordinance. I thought you were just agreeing on.
Okay, in the terms of,
Language of it.
okay,
Yeah, I don't have.
so we actually need to draft an ordinance then for that.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
have an ordinance for it.
Which is, that's really fine.
This is the body of it though, right here?
Right.
Part registration.
I took what we currently had and tried to match the language and fold in our 6 points that we.
So these
wanted.
are the changes.
Correct, this would be the registration portion with the changes added in.
Is there anything else that the ordinance would contain other than just the normal?
Yeah, that's the part I didn't know for sure. If there was other,
Yeah,
is that the sum total of the ordinance?
I believe, yeah, our changes only impacted the registration portion of that ordinance. I don't
And you
think we
can vote-
spoke
you can
to.
vote on it.
And the one thing I had asked about,
You
if
did
you would
question.
address, at what point do they pay their registration fee? Because
Yeah.
the way it's kind of written, I took it that they had to visit the officer, visit the town hall to pay their fee and then visit the officer again. And I was trying to collapse that so that
Sure,
maybe
they're not
they pay
making
their
multiple
fee
trips.
before they start the whole process, so the officer can do everything. Well, and not make them get 2 different appointments for that.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think make it easier on everybody involved at that point. Yeah, so we want to add language in or amend language to indicate that they'll make a payment to the clerk's office first and then the process will begin after that payment is made. Or
Because they'll have the receipt to prove they paid it
Right.
to give to.
make it to BJ so that he can begin or an officer can begin that process of inspecting the
Good
bill.
thought.
Yep, no, that's a good idea. I like it. So we can amend that language and address it at our next meeting. Perfect. So, okay. And then I had said something about parking and everything, but this is, like I said, much like the other one, it's not at this point. I don't think we've made a decision about how we want to approach it. But just some language that would be included. Georgia did call out my vertical parking and that isn't necessarily super clear what vertical parking might mean. So I need to maybe try a different word there.
The angle?
Well, what I meant was parallel to the street, you're
Yeah,
parking on the street, parallel to the street, but
Oh, parallel.
Perpendicular and parallel.
right, and I wrote vertical, again, being in my own echo chamber, writing my own stuff, it made
So
sense
you
at the
mean
time.
parallel?
I meant parallel, I wrote vertical, like I said, it made sense at the time. So anyways, we need to address that, so we're not ready for anything there yet,
Been
but
a lot of cars. on
anyways.
this.
I like the
Okay.
direction of it.
yes,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Anyhow. That was what I had there. Like I said, I don't think we're ready to do anything just yet, but, yeah, okay. And I don't know that we've actually, do we want to discuss the parking in yards situation? We
Yes,
talked about it at the last one.
yes, you have someone online who would
Okay,
possibly like to comment on that.
okay. Is that Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Okay,
Let's go ahead and start your conversation, maybe he'll.
so one thing that Georgia brought to our attention that is helpful in this conversation, especially between Liberty and Sherman on Main Street, is that there is an easement or an alley that goes between those groups of houses that allow access to the rear of their properties along those streets. Initially, I think the thought was that we may not have maintain control of that alley, but it turns out area plan agrees that we do maintain control of the alley still. So we did not forfeit that alley. So it sounds like it's still ours.
Lucky you.
Yeah, which is a very good thing for us. So I guess there was talk about trying to clean that up a little bit, allowing people to have access to that alley. So that eventually parking in the rear of their residence is possible
I didn't
if needed.
get a bit
Look,
time to walk that, because that would be the first thing to do, would be to walk it and make sure there's no encroachments that aren't really apparent to the aerial photography.
sure.
It's gonna take a lot of cleaning, a lot of work to get that alley.
So on either side of that alleyway, there is a catch basin on either side. That will probably have to be raised,
Okay,
and there's a number of privacy fences through there. Lots of trees, lots of bushes, lots of shrubs. I mean, it can be done.
Sure.
Can I make a suggestion? Sure. Might be a little bit cheaper, and in the future, we're gonna redo Main Street, correct? We hope.
No, they eventually.
Okay. Why not just fix the front of the houses like it is on down toward the railroad? And haul stone in, and put it there and let them park in front. Front of their house and not in the yard.
How far? is
That's the only
this?
problem that we have is really from Liberty
Mhm.
to Sherman Street. On,
Right.
yeah,
On Main Street there.
so that's the only problem because, you know, on down, there's plenty of room, they park on the
Sure.
edge of the road. And it'd be a lot cheaper, I mean, to go ahead and put stone there and let them park there until we can get Main Street done.
Mhm.
We can still go ahead and do the alley if that's what we want, but that's gonna take a lot of work.
Sure.
Georgia, I think you had some feedback on that when we talked about it last. Did you have an opposition to the stone or the gravel?
We actually haven't. I thought there was an ordinance that said if you can't have a stone driveway. If you don't already have it, you can't put a new one in.
Sure, but it would be, I don't know, I guess it wouldn't be called a
It's not a
driveway.
driveway.
Wouldn't be addressed right
What do
away.
you call it, right away?
Or.
Yeah,
So people on Tomahawk wanted to put stone in and I thought they were told they couldn't.
Well, that was a
Stone in.
drive.
Unless it exists now, they can't put new in. It has to be.
but I think that the key phrase would be a driveway versus this side of the road.
That's town right away, correct?
Yes. We would gravel our right of way. Maybe on that. Approach it that way.
Because you were saying the people on Tomahawk wanted gravel driveways
Correct.
from the road to the house.
Well,
So they wanted to widen.
they wanted to widen what they have.
Oh, I see what you mean.
We were
Widen their
putting in,
drive,
we
okay.
were putting in a certain amount of pavement.
But those people also have parking, they have curbs and they have parking in front of their house too. Right,
Mhm.
in Tomahawk, they have ample parking in that neighborhood, more than Maine,
Correct.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, that's a thought too.
I'm sure it'd be a lot cheaper, just put stone there in that right away and let them park there. Till we can,
Yeah, my only thought is if we do redo Main Street, are we gonna add a curb? If we were to add a curb on Main Street, I don't think we want people driving up over it.
Well, you'll want a curb and a side.
Right.
And Main
So
Street
then
is
they can
higher
park.
than the houses, so
Right.
there's an issue
Cause right now,
about.
Someone's gonna have to do it.
right, and so my thought is I wouldn't want people driving over the curb because that's gonna damage it.
right,
That could cause an issue for us too. And the only thing is parking in the right of way anyways, once we redo the road. So if we allow them to do it now, and then we put a curb in, it's gonna be like we gave them something that we're now taking away. And so that's gonna be difficult, I think, from our standpoint as a town.
We get, because there's, on the 100 block, people's been doing it for
A long time.
25 years. At least.
But if we put gravel down right now, in 2-3 years from now, we redo Main Street.
well, you're gonna redo Main Street, they're gonna put curb in, they'll just park to the curb because it'll be wide enough.
Yeah,
You're gonna widen the road, they'll just park at the curb where they do on Tomahawk or.
Will they have parking? Will it be wide enough?
Will have.
Are you going that way?
I think that all remains to
I
be
don't
seen
think
at
it
this
will
point. I
be.
don't know.
Yeah, I think
Oh, it depends how much money
you're gonna open up a can there,
Yeah.
cause you're gonna take down about 75 trees. You might be careful with that one.
No, I'm hesitant saying whether or not we would or will not have parking until we see the actual design of what that road would look like. I don't
think you can get, I don't think there's
Right.
enough room.
that's where I'm at anyways. I don't wanna. Anyways, Mr. Williams, did you have anything to add to this?
No, I just spoke. I watched the video from when you guys were talking about parking between high school and Sherman, and you were talking about the different road signs that were there and the no parking. I was the person responsible for getting the no parking between signs back in 2002. Yeah, so if you needed more clarity or history, I could provide that. But I came to the town board, just raised the issue because it wasn't wide enough to handle the buses and cars. Because I almost got hit by a bus. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And plus there was a tree there, which made it a blind spot, which is now just a stump, but anyway, that's
Sure.
some of the history. But,
Yeah,
yeah, if you guys were gonna talk about that, then I'd be like, yeah, I'd be all for the no parking there, but up to you guys.
yeah, I'm for, at least on that part of the street anyways, like enforcing what's currently is. I think we might need to want to update the language of some of the signs, because it might be confusing to some. That they think they're allowed to park there, things like that. Right. I just, if it eliminate any reason they would park there, I guess, is my, where I'm at.
Yeah, new signs, put new signs up.
If we want to update that language on those and just make it a little more clear. Where you can and cannot park on the street.
I just put no parking.
Right, I mean, just be, yeah, be very black and white about it,
Yeah,
so. Anyway.
yeah.
So we will.
Okay,
That
sounds fun.
Indeed.
Okay, is there anything else around parking right now? That we want to
We're
discuss?
gonna go back here to the parking in yards. We went from yard to the start or to the. no
Deliberative Street, and then, I mean, is there
parking.
more,
What do you wanna do with parking in yard?
I mean, we have to develop an ordinance thing, because we currently don't have anything that forbids people from parking in their yard, in their front yard. And we have people that are doing it, and we have people that are complaining about it.
Were
And
we
so
gonna look up what the ordinance was for?
I think we want to look at some other towns and see, I just haven't had a chance to review. What county, city of Lafayette, what their current ordinances are, like here locally.
Well, you know, they're on Sherman between Tomahawk and Jefferson. Now, typically do, there's enough room, they park on the road. Which is fine, but they still park in yards,
Sure,
so.
yeah,
they got
Do you happen to know
driveways, they
what-
Park in yards. they-
Well, I know, for example, West Lafayette, no yard parking except on game days.
sure. Football,
Oh, of course.
Purdue game is the exception.
To make some money. And I think city of Lafayette, I don't think they allow it at all, but I could be wrong.
How's their ordinance, Marie?
I think that's what we need to look up.
It's
Is,
pretty straightforward, though. It's pretty straightforward.
I think with something like that, we need to be black and white about it. I don't think we can leave a lot of gray area, I guess, but.
And then do you allow people to widen their parking area into the yard, so they now have it paved? Is
Sure.
that's no longer yard parking, I guess, it's wider, so it's no longer, can you have your whole front yard concrete park on it? So,
I think when we was doing Tomahawk, I think, Jerry, the old marshal.
Mhm.
He said that it could be, if you wanted to extend your drive, it had to be, either asphalt or concrete, something hard, you could not
Yeah.
use gravel.
Yeah, I would.
I understand why. Cause that turns into dirt pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, is that what you want? If somebody wanted to make an extra wide driveway, can they do that? Take up half their front yard? I don't know. That's a policy choice you gotta make.
We've had a couple of people in my neighborhood do it.
Parking yard.
No. they-
Expanding the driveway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think as far as I think I'm more okay with expanding the driveway. It's your property, or if you want to pour more concrete and have less yard, that's. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
Does the county have a green space like Lafayette does?
I don't think residential has any at all.
The house can only take up so much of the lot. I know that much. I know that from when we did our house.
Business does.
When it comes to driveways for private residences, typically it's just the width of the approach that the county or other municipalities would
Okay.
have some requirements on. If you get past the approach and you're on private property, you're out of the right of way, make the driveway.
Yeah, commercial has
There may be setbacks
space
from the
required.
property line that are required, but that's varies.
probably a lot freer
Want to
residential.
build something in Lafayette, in your backyard. You have to submit, to the area plan. They come out and look and see how much green space you have.
On residential too?
Mhm.
Okay, well,
Yeah, my friend in town, he wanted to put a nice shed like you have in the backyard. They come out and measure, and make sure.
I know the
it's got green space.
structures can't take up more than 40% of your property, if 60%.
that may
I
be
can't
a
remember what it is.
factor rather than it's driving, because they're not considered for
Yeah, anyways, okay.
Okay.
under.
So we'll do some research on City of Lafayette County, things like that, how they want to do it, and we'll go from there.
We just really need to consider the person that can't park out in front of the street.
And that's
That's
where
the-
we're at,
Yeah,
so
tough.
it's tricky.
It is tricky.
We have a lot of different situations in all, so like original neighborhoods versus Old Town.
Signed up for
parking.
no parking, correct?
Yeah, I like to try to get them, I need to go look at them again and just verify what is there. So,
When you go look at it, I'd like to go with you.
yeah, that's fine. Okay, I think that's all we have for police department. On to run.
First thing I have is the new truck. Because of the chassis cab. Got pushed back to mid to end of September. Which kind of put us a little bit of a crunch. But we should be able to have plenty of time to get it outfitted and ready to go for winter. Second thing I have, we had a resident in one of our additions that took it upon himself to paint his curb.
What color is it?
White.
Better than that one.
And I guess to what end? Did they paint the curb? What was the reason for it?
So the week or a couple days before that,
Yeah.
at a school function, somebody parked close to their drive.
Okay.
They got upset about it. Blew it up on Battleground Beat.
Oh, okay, good.
So the next day or the day after, the husband came out and painted.
What it was, on Battleground Beach. He parked, that person parked on the curb, and he said he blocked his drive. Well, what it is when we poured the 6 inches, they could pay for the 6 inches extra on the concrete. He has a gravel / grass drive. Well, there's no approach. So basically, that's what he was upset, evidently on Facebook, that's what he was upset about.
Okay,
They parked there and I guess on Facebook, he's custom and they took it down. Somebody took it down, yeah.
I don't know if. I don't know who approaches that. But I don't think that we need to have residents. painting the
I
curb.
called Fred Sunday about it. I think Saturday or Sunday, I seen him at the store and told him. He said he would take care of it because he said they're not supposed to paint their own drive and their own curbs.
because the curb is towns in the town right away, it's not private property.
Like I said, one time a year, that's all that is back to school for about an hour, 2 hours.
We'll have one more big night, which tomorrow night is teacher night at BGI, so there'll be a lot of parents going there to. I'll be there. Okay.
No two selves.
Learn the ropes about new classroom and everything, so. But yeah,
So how do we want to approach that?
well, it sounds like Fred might go speak to him,
Yeah.
and Fred has indicated that's
Fred
not.
said he would have
Okay.
somebody, one of the officers go up.
I mean, I guess
Where's
it,
the school, Georgia?
Right here, where this is where that's the area. right there. Because this drive, this is an additional, drive, but this is the only.
That's one's
the-
got the approach, the other
That's
one
the
doesn't.
approach, and this is the additional
Mhm.
to the garage.
I see, so,
This area right here really still is not his driveway.
I mean, I say we let Fred have that conversation and see what comes of that, and then go from
I think it
there.
Would be a police matter on that, yeah.
Yeah. If Fred said he'd take care of it, let's give him a chance to deal with that. and then-
Anybody else, if you guys wanna go ahead and get by with it, or, paint your curb yellow.
I said.
Please,
Yeah.
Bill.
We got permission.
Please,
Really confusing.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah.
Wait till you get old, huh?
Nah.
I would like to know how we are on, maybe BJ knows the 6105 Gallegos, there was an insurance claim on a car that burned in that location. And I'm unclear what we can do on that claim.
So pavement solutions, we had them cut. The melted asphalt and put a patch back in.
Okay.
And we've already paid that claim.
Well, we paid them, but we haven't gotten the money back.
Insurance
from
claim.
insurance.
Correct.
Yeah,
Did we send them the bill?
so there was something about the big. We have some paperwork that Ashley got from DJ, but there was something about the fact that there was a investigation on it and we weren't. Are we clear to turn that claim in now, I guess?
I haven't heard.
I would. I don't think, there's no reason not to.
Not to.
They may deny it, but I don't know why they would.
I believe BJ provided the police report, correct?
Correct. I provided redacted information on the report just because there was an active criminal investigation as a part of it, and typical practice
Sure.
for the prosecutor would
That
be
way
to
they-
not
there's a
release
police
that
report
information.
repeating what happened in
Yeah.
that area, so.
I think you
Mhm.
send it in.
Such a, I'm okay. We got your answer.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, insert.
I just gave Chad a summary of a notice of change and everybody else. I am still shooting for October to transition over, everything else calibrated. I'm just waiting on one more piece of equipment coming in. And I'm just about done finishing programming a sampler, and then I'll install that one as well. So everything's looking good on our part. We just need to start communicating with Scott on what that looks like for him and what that looks like for me. But I have IBM to help me set up for setting up NetDMR, which is pretty much one of the last steps. And once Chad fills out that paperwork and I submit that to the IBM, I'll be authorized to operate your replacement. And I also have 3 quotes to an RO system. That's one of the last pretty much things that I'll probably need and it'll be a good investment. And if you guys have any questions.
Do you need us to make a motion for money for the RO system?
Yes.
So I would discuss on what. I would look at all 3 quotes. And discuss quickly. I mean, pick your poison.
Sure.
I mean, cause there's such a wide,
Variety of,
I mean,
Well, the
one
first one
provides free salt, one doesn't.
all of them looks fairly expensive
Yeah,
out there.
they have a
They provide.
more of a plan, and then the second option with your Triton is. You would also need to hire out a plumber to install, so that's the con on that part, but I would say maybe the middleman. If they would charge it for free and have a 10-year warranty. With a RAV water. This one.
For reference, how much is a bag of salt? If we're talking like a softener salt from
This.
like Menards, or are we talking?
Yeah, so you're looking at $10.99 a bag.
Okay, so what we buy for a home softener, right?
Right.
Is very similar. to
It's the
what we're
same,
looking-
it's
okay.
same
I
stuff.
just want to make sure we're not looking at like anything like,
So basically for the plant, it'd have to be the green bag.
yeah, sure.
For iron.
Yep.
I wouldn't use
Okay.
About there.
How much would a plumber charge to install something like this?
What's that?
How much would a plumber charge to install something like this?
I'm gonna guess probably 1,000 to 1,500. Would just be a rough guess.
Yeah, well,
Roughly put the Triton water one at just over 5,000.
so.
Or
I like the free install and the 10-year warranty and the free install. That's a nice.
Yeah.
It's good service, but.
for the red water. Or
Which one were you happy with? I should ask you that, because
I'm fine with Triton or the RAV water.
Mhm.
Colgan is a little pricey.
Pricey.
I like the free install, like I was there and free
Like the
install,
free
your
install,
warranty
10-year
and 9 free bags of salt.
right, that's what I mean. That's what I circled too.
It's the man, so.
But
Do we want to approve up to like 6,500
Yeah.
or 6,300?
So I'd like to make a motion to spend for RO system and softener for Jensen with Brad Water up to $6,500.
Second.
Okay, motion by Mary Jo, second by Steve. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
You
motion
guys
carries.
know what he's talking about. We got him out on the new one. We was paying somebody part-time to run the sewer plant. So we're saying it was sewer, he's got his license now, but so they would run our sewer plant for us. That's a good kid.
And he's young and energetic.
Yeah. Something
Yeah,
that's.
it was like a 2-year process.
I just got two small little things left on just programming the other sampler and just kind of working with the lab specialists on DOD testing, and that math is fun.
Did you have a question about your printer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think I said link, I'll resend it, because I think we approved the money to purchase it a while back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once we get that in, just let me know. I will take me 30 minutes. I'll set it up for you.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
so. Okay. And Jensen, I will get this filled out for you this week.
Perfect. Thank you.
And that way you'll have it and ready to go. Okay. Alrighty, it's a BFNS, Mr. Burns, if you guys are ready to leave, I think.
Be fine, absolutely. We'll get some dinner.
Yeah.
What?
Maybe.
What time do you want me?
What are you taking me again?
No.
You'll
You'll have sandwiches for tomorrow, won't you?
Let us know your kids.
Yeah, look forward to getting that set up, get some moving on that.
Anything else, Joe?
What's that? Yeah, I was gonna bring it up here once we get done with get the redevelopment stuff going.
So.
That's what our numbers man.
That's my other question.
Put it in the best way possible. Won't be exactly what we
I
want.
have that question here.
Thank you. You and I, too much alike.
Do you guys have lovely house going ahead? So I can let super.
We don't care. We're fine. Thank you.
Great. I was gonna try to squeeze you guys in right after, but that's okay.
Okay, go ahead.
You want them to go ahead? Okay, guys, go ahead.
Feels so sweet.
We don't care.
No, we sometimes just make those as we go along, so, all right, go for it, guys.
Well, thank you for giving me a minute of your time this evening. Have some notes and thoughts to share with you. So my name is Allie Medley, and I'm here in a bit of a dual role capacity. I am the community outreach coordinator for Loving Paws Animal Center, which is a cat rescue organization that is local to Battleground. And I'm also here representing Mark Bosquet, who is the owner of the building at 101 North Street. So one half of that building is currently occupied by the Mini Mart. And the other half of the building is vacant, and we would like to rent that other half out to Loving Paws to use as their cat room and their adoption center. So Loving Paws is currently renting a 300 square foot room across the street, and it's just simply not enough space for the cats. And we've spoken with the Tippecanoe County Area Plan Commission and the health department, and in order to use that vacant space as an adoption center, we would need to rezone the building from NBU to general business. And we are seeking the council's support to move forward with the rezoning process. So more than just an adoption center, we want to create a space that's engaging to the public, where they are able to come in and hang out and spend time with our adoptable and sanctuary cats. So for the last 5 years, this location has just been sitting there vacant, and we really think that putting our adoption center here will create community and help drive more business for our neighbors. So as a location that would house cats, it's important to us to be a good neighbor to the businesses on either side of us. We would want to maintain a good relationship and engage with our neighbors as much as they wish, and obviously maintaining a clean environment will always be a top priority to us, which is also in the best interest of the cats. So their current landlord is also the owner of the neighboring salon, and she, had some initial concerns about the potential smell and disrupting her business with cats next door, but after a couple of years, she said this really hasn't been an issue, and she would be happy to provide a positive reference as it relates to renting to the rescue. So Teresa Fee, who was here to my left, started Loving Paws back in 2018, and since then, she has helped save more than 1,500 cats in that time span, many of which have come from Battlegrounds. And we just think we really have an opportunity here to create an incredible space for both the cats and the public. And finding the right space with a landlord who's willing to work with the rescue is really hard to come by in the animal rescue world. And we already know that we have the Area Plan Commission's support for the rezoning, so we're just hopeful that the town will also be supportive of our mission to continue helping as many at-risk cats as possible by supporting the rezoning.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ellie.
Yeah, I think area plan, if they recommend that it happen, there's a strong chance that it will. My only concern is that we just speak with both convenience store and Pizza King and make sure they're totally on board with this.
Yep.
That would be my only reservation at this point in time. I don't know that we've spoken to any of them. I have the number for the owner operator at Pizza King. I don't know if I
I
have
spoke to him and he was wanting to reach out and talk to the operator of the mini mart.
Okay. The John Hands, Pizza King owner,
Yes.
okay. Let's speak to them.
John's said he was allergic to cats, so it caught his ear.
Sure. Yeah, that's the only place I'm at. I just want to, and my kids look, something like look at your cats.
What is
We go on walks.
NBU
Neighborhood business.
and how does that differ from
Uh,
general business?
General business is more. It can be. I can't remember what all can go in general business, but it's less restrictive than neighborhood business.
Okay.
Neighborhood business would be like a mini mart. It'd be. Go ahead, Bill. You might know more. That's not.
Yeah.
Well, no, what concerns me is I think it will change the number of parking spaces that are required. That will require an exemption.
We have to get a variance through BZA.
Yes.
Board of Zoning Appeals.
Yeah, I think my deadline to submit for the next rezoning process would be next Monday, the 17th.
Yes.
So.
Cause yeah, area plan meeting, I'm the area plan rep for Battleground. So I sit on that committee or the commission as well. We have our meeting next Wednesday. So.
So you're gonna talk to both guys?
Yeah, I have, Georgia gave me a note with both of their,
Those number, that's just John, that's just Pizza King.
okay, that's just his
Yeah.
information. I'll still try to get in touch with him and speak with him as well. I have a very plan commission next week.
You'll never get rid of me.
Love to have you.
Ask a quick question.
Absolutely.
Yeah, promise. So in terms of people being allergic to cats, these cats aren't going to be outside. They're not gonna have to interact with anybody that is allergic to cats.
Sure.
So I don't want that to be a reason to deter something that is going to be beneficial.
They don't have
Battleground.
ventilation systems.
Right, and so,
Indoors and unless
Right.
you're in contact with.
So the only thing he said was, well, we share a dumpster. So I didn't know what happens to the bedding. Or, there's.
That one, that still would not affect someone. It's because it's in a closed bag. So it's, anything as far as like bedding, like cat beds that they lay in or, materials of those things. One, we wash those and we can always take those to another dumpster should we need to.
Do they have their own dumpster if they're not rental?
I'm not sure why they share a dumpster.
I was gonna say, like, our owner, or Mark Bosque, who owns the building, has his own dumpster, so maybe it's, if that was an issue, maybe he would have his, they would provide a dumpster.
businesses pay for the dumpster service themselves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'd be willing to work through those things if there's
Yeah.
specific concerns
Yeah.
of that nature.
Yeah, they I don't know, you might wanna reach out to the Pizza King owner and explain. these
She has.
things. Oh, okay.
She's did her homework.
No, I appreciate that. That's my, from my standpoint, that's my only concern. But otherwise, I'm supportive of this.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chad.
So. Yes,
If I can just comment from the police department side, with a animal shelter like that, there is a severe lack of space for shelters in the county itself. And so that a lot of times, is something that we struggle with trying to figure out solutions to, cats that are strays. And so having a shelter, wherever you put this, I think is certainly a resource that would be needed. I know that we've benefited from shelters taking animals that have been recovered from houses as well. And so the police department has used these services and is very appreciative that these services exist. And so I would also comment, we have not had a single complaint from anyone in the area with the shelter, only positive things.
You.
Also, the cat allergy between buildings seems a little non-scientific, but I'm just a cop, so.
No, I agree.
so, okay, yeah. Any other discussion on this from the council?
Just table it till next month.
Well, it looks like they're going to area plan.
I'm for it.
And
Yeah.
it seems like we need to know about the parking situation because.
I would like a little minute to know what we're losing. or
And I can
gaining.
email Ryan O'Gara about that.
Okay.
If after tonight, or if you can leave contact info for me.
Yeah.
I can try to get back in touch with you. I can email Ryan, the executive director of Area Plan Commission, and he also helps out with BZA stuff. He would be the person to ask about parking and the such.
Yeah,
And that would at least get us to a point where we'll know what our next steps are. 'Cause it might be that you pass the area plan hurdle and then you have to go for the BZA.
Right.
And then like you get the rezone, but you have to go in front of BZA and apply for a variance. Which that's a board I'm not on. But that's a different board, a different body that would approve that or deny that.
So you're saying the general business zoning would require additional parking?
It,
maybe.
Conceptually,
yes. Because it's however many, it's so many spots, it's like a certain percentage, like a threshold of spots available for the business, for general business. But again, Ryan at or any of the staff at Area Plan are gonna be the truth on that. And people will talk to.
We're gonna be riding their bikes. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
So, yeah, we want to seek clarity on that, but I can email him for you, and then typically he gets back pretty quick. I could probably have an update this week about something like that. So. Okay. Alrighty, is that all you guys had?
Yeah.
I don't wanna,
Thank you.
it was short. All right, I think we're ready for you, Bill.
In 2018, I held a training session at the fire station for the council when we were looking at creating a TIF area, which happened in January of 2019. I would like to propose doing an educational session again. And the purpose and the challenges that occur now need to be understood by the whole council. Particularly when you start talking about finance. And the whatever time, except on a Monday night, you'd be welcome to come to the fire station and I'll explain a lot more about TIF areas and the challenges that we're gonna be faced with in the next couple of years. So I gave the presentation to the RDC at their last meeting and we talked a lot, but I need to bring all of the council up to speed on those concepts and implement some of the decisions that will be made. The RDC is a rather unique organization and has statutory abilities that far reach out about all kinds of subjects, and I'd like to be able to cover that with you, so we understand the purpose of the RDC and its impact on the sewer project.
I watched your last RDC meeting, we talked about TIF, it was really good, so I would love to go through it again, and just be able to ask more questions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I thought it was really important, because I understood at 10,000 feet what TIF was. But it was better to dive in a little deeper and understand more about it, so. I would welcome that. Do we want to decide on a date right now, or do we want to look at? Do we want to? Convene over email?
I got my calendar
I
on.
mean, we can, I'm more than happy to put a date on the calendar right now, so. I'm a new T-ball coach, so I have Tuesday nights, I have T-ball practice now.
How many hats are you wearing?
Too many.
We can do Mondays as long as it's not meeting night.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because they do meet, it's the first Monday or the second, or I'm sorry, second Monday, so it's same.
Yeah.
It's.
So I can't go to both.
Yeah, okay. How does the 24th of August look for everybody?
It's good.
24th of what?
24th of August, be 2 weeks from tonight,
Can't do it.
can't do it?
I'm on vacation.
Oh,
Just on vacation?
No, but
Yeah, I was.
okay, 17th, next week,
I could do 17.
so okay for you, Aaron?
Meet at the fire station, you said,
17th of August,
Of August, yep,
Monday.
6 o'clock,
Sure, whatever time.
does that work? for
6 works for
everybody?
me, yeah, I have enough time to get.
30 to 45 minutes will cover everything.
Yeah, like I said, I watched that, like I said, it was really good, so.
Okay, got it.
Fire station.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you doing that. You said,
Well, it's easy.
there we go. Okay. Is it all you had, Bill? Perfect. All right, on old business, town hall, do we have anything new on that front, or we kind of put a pin on everything right now? Until we know more.
That'll be part of my day.
Okay, so put a pin in it until at least Monday.
Put a pin.
So,
And one more thing I might say is there will not be any decisions. And
Right.
that it's an educational meeting and anything that's discussed will come back to you in the public meeting and you'll make your own decisions. I'm just providing the opportunity for you to decide what needs to be looked at and how you approach it.
yeah, perfect. Community committee, we haven't met in a bit. I would like to try to get a meeting back on the books for that one, get some momentum going on that one again. Rate and utility policies. Is this for the actual rate itself?
Right, the
Um,
policies that go around the rate tier and form what we advise people on their billing.
right, so like,
About minimum bills and
Yeah.
what constitutes a lien situation. How closely you're gonna align with the water policies about things.
We keep putting that off.
yeah, we probably need to get a meeting down and actually talk about that specifically.
If you're going to use metered service, if you're gonna have a flat rate. Some variety of, the Conservancy is looking at the possibility of having a service fee. And then the water usage would look very small. I mean, the rate would be very low. But it would add up to essentially what people are paying now. It's just that
The minimum required,
the service fee would. Like, right now, it's $22. Possibly, it would be an $18 service fee and a $4 water bill. It would break it up like that, so that each connection has a service fee. But then it's up to the user at that connection to pay for the actual water that's pumped.
I believe it's what Mary Jo, you and I discussed with Joe. We had a committee meeting about that, about water rate.
It's not really changing anything other than the perception from the customer's point of view, but it allows them to do things like get rid of the rate tiers so that they can have a service fee for each meter size instead of rate tiers for the high volume users that have those bigger meters. They have different rate tiers. And so if they can have a service fee that addresses the meter size at that location, then everybody, doesn't matter if it's the state park or if it's a resident in town, are paying the same per gallon for the water. It's just that their connection costs different to maintain, so it's addressed. In
Which is more in line with like what Lafayette's doing. They have a minimum service or a service fee that's required each month. And so we wanted to bring it in line with that as opposed to having a minimum water rate. Right now it's like a minimum of 2,000 gallons, right?
Right, and a lot of people don't use 2,000.
Right, and so it would get rid of, I'm paying for water I'm not using currently. And so we go to a service fee instead to
But
pay for.
conversely, there's some utilities that are sewer related that don't even follow the gallons, and just say costs
It's a
us
flat
this
rate.
much to run the system, and yeah, it's a flat rate for each connection, and I don't advocate one over the other, but it may come to the point where you're gonna need to be paying something towards the meters, because you're occasionally asked to participate in the purchase of meters because you use the readings off of them.
Right, to pay for sewer. Okay. Alrighty. On to new business. Probably ought to look at setting up a committee for the opioid settlement money. Any volunteers for that?
I can do that.
You do that?
Did BJ, did you have a chance to talk to the fire department?
I have, oh, sorry about the camera.
It's okay.
Here we go. I have not yet, no, but I'm confident that we'll be able to plan that together and give the board a proposal for that.
Because if we have a committee meeting that we have BJ and then representation from the fire department there as well.
Yeah.
And that way we can kind of have a comprehensive discussion about how we want to spend that money.
Okay,
So
sounds good. I will volunteer.
you'll volunteer for that. Okay. Anybody else want to be on that?
I'll be on it.
You'll be on it, Steve?
Would it be open to the public as well?
Committee meeting would be closed off to the public. It wouldn't be a public meeting per se. We can invite anybody from the public we wish to attend.
Okay.
Like we can have any citizens allowed, but we just have 2 council members, so there wouldn't be no quorum or any decisions made at that point. It would just be more advisory than anything. That would come to a full council meeting then.
Okay.
So. Okay.
Meeting is.
Well, BJ, do you have when do you get back in town?
We get back from training next week, so next Monday, on, and then we can hear it really availability is up to you. We'll be back.
Okay. Just send me a note when you're back in town, okay?
Okay, it'll be Monday, so I can text you as well, but it'll be Monday the 17th, and then any day's fine.
We don't want to remember.
You don't want the money?
No. It's
Okay.
Lord, it's gone.
Okay.
Sorry, I missed that.
I'm relinquishing any request for opiate funds permanently.
So the training's gone then too? No training?
We'll do training.
Okay.
But I don't want your funds.
Okay, does the fire department?
The fire department is responsible to be on a contract, and I'm responsible for all the fiscal activity.
Okay, I meant in terms of training and what they actually need to do their job.
They'll be glad to do training with anybody.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, then we can scratch that then. Okay, so we talked about the Loving Paws zoning thing. And then alley right of way, we kind of discussed that as well. About potentially getting that cleaned up. I know you said there was some challenges to getting that done. So I need to go there and look at that. I honestly don't even know what that looks like. I mean, I know, I'm aware it exists. I just,
It's pretty grown up.
um. I just, like I said, I don't have a firm grasp of what actually is going on over there. Okay,
Well, and before I would do anything, I would contact every resident.
Sure.
Again, purely what needs to be done is all the grass and stuff probably should be dug out of it. Scrape it out and plain dirt, and then we'll build it up from there.
yeah, so contact every resident so that alley touches both on, is it Main Street and then what's
Sherman and,
Sherman Liberty
Liberty.
Main?
No one wants to use their backyard for parking. There would be no point to clean it up.
Right, that's true.
Yeah,
I mean, it probably we weren't,
yeah, but if one does, then you're gonna have to clean the whole thing.
Just clean it as far as their house.
Uh,
I know you can't do that.
yeah, okay, but
Yeah.
all or none, man.
It's so narrow, it's gonna have to be one way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
need my sign. Okay. Anyway, okay, public comment,
I have one.
yes.
The GM development meeting that's next week with legal. Are residents able to attend?
Well, we don't have anything on the books yet.
Yeah.
I don't. At this point, I don't know if that'd be a public meeting. It probably will not be a public meeting at this point. It'd likely be Mary Jo and I as the utility committee. Sitting on that.
That are impacted directly.
It depends. We'd have to check with
Yeah.
Eric and see. Because sometimes with the committee meetings, they don't have a beginning, so.
Yeah.
We'll
And
find out.
no decision will be made there. Any decisions will come to a broader public council meeting.
Yes.
For that, so. But generally, we do meet once a month with BFNS, like as a committee, to discuss ongoing projects and such, and so it would be similar to one of those, where it'd be a kind of a private meeting with them.
And we come here for all the others. It's,
Sure.
you know, it just seems really interesting to me that we have a representative of council that hasn't been here for 3 meetings, that have made numerous promises.
Yeah.
For the town that he's representing in the area that he represents and lives in, and yet no one can make this business person do what he needs to do, and it's costing everybody money. And it just, I'm trying to wrap my head around
Yeah.
that.
I mean, we've
Well,
had
no,
discussions
and
around
it's-
this, and
it's- Yeah.
by council bylaws, there are a lot of things right now at our disposal, so it would require us to amend those as well. Yeah, Bill, do you have a comment?
Well, I think you gotta be a bit careful because in a BOT, the council was basically turned the project over to GM.
Yeah.
Right.
When you. Typically in a local government situation, when you don't have the expertise to manage it. You go through a legal process that turns over authority of the project to another vendor. Build, operate, transfer. The council has, once that's created, they basically turned over their authority to that operator, which GM Development. And you can put pressure on them, but Eric should be here to explain that there's not a whole lot that you can do to force that GM Development to force him to finish this stuff. There are certain penalties in the process, and that's between the vendor and GM Development. And the council has very little authority over,
But the council chooses who they want.
but that was done a long time
I
ago.
mean, I'm asking, right, so they choose, so they have a contractual interest with the GM folks. At some level, because
Not after they turned the project over.
not the mad, but the agreement between GM and council.
No.
So I think you're doing the right thing by meeting with these, finally sitting down and meeting with people. This has been 2.5 years. He's promised it was gonna be done. So you've lost all this time on just the project itself. Ron, I don't even know how many hours you've spent out there, you're fixing it, putting it together, reconnecting things in 2.5 years. I mean, it's cost the town more money than they.
I totally understand, but that decision was made a long time ago. And the town turned over authority to that project manager.
So the only repercussion there really is that we not use that developer in the future.
That's right, there. I mean, you still have.
That
to
would be
voice that, yeah,
That would be the only,
so I would hope they would want to maintain the relationship
yeah,
for future projects.
right. So that's truly the only happening that we have.
The time frame on.
But, and we've learned a lot through this project. I mean,
Our next endeavor does have time constraints and penalties built in if those things are.
penalties and
Because I thought there was even conversation that there was gonna be talk with GM to maybe impose.
Yeah, I mean,
That was 2 months ago.
he indicated that he would
Yeah.
discuss that with Matt, but I
Yeah.
never,
Right.
no follow-up was had with us about that. And again, that was about the only lever that we had at this point. So. It'd be interesting to see if those kind of conversations happened. Yeah. Yeah, it's really unfortunate all around. And from the town standpoint, I apologize.
You should-
No, and I get it, I get
I'm
it.
not angry, I'm just.
No, you're frustrated, you're annoyed, you're,
And he doesn't keep the area clean, nothing's being trimmed, it's part of his contract to keep that.
Right.
So, I mean, weeds are growing up down the driveway because he hasn't been there so long, that's how long it's been. And I'm not asking Ron to go mow it, that's not what I'm doing, I'm mowing on
No,
both sides,
I
but,
fell into that
yeah,
for the pond.
yeah.
I won't fall for that trick again.
Yeah, and I can.
More.
Yeah.
any other comments?
No, I just wanna,
What, I'm sorry, what was that?
I just wanna catch Mary Jo
Oh, yes,
afterwards.
okay,
It's always waiting. I
yeah,
didn't want, I wanted to block her way out.
yeah,
Well, this will be
No,
fun.
okay.
I'll be able to get out.
If nothing else, I'll look for that last motion.
Like motion.
I second.
Okay, then. Under 2 hours. Yeah, not by a lot, but
I like it.
got it in 2 hours.
I like it.
I found it, it's the reverse osmosis.
Oh.